long, long time ago, there was this girl named Jasmine. Now, she had her entire face burnt off. Her nose, there was no nose anymore, there was just holes. Her country had been in war, and unfortunately for her, she got her house blown to bits, and during the fire, she was able to survive, but with these everlasting scars. Now, the war had ended for her, so she decided to go to the yearly carnival that the city hosted. She wrapped herself in a scarf, covering her entire head, and decided to go out to the carnival. Unfortunately for her, though, when she went there, she realized that she was too scared to interact with anybody, afraid that they would see and judge her. So she just sat by a log, observing everybody in the carnival. Then a man went up to her and sat beside her. "Excuse me, Ojo-chan, do you know what this is?" The girl pretended to be uninterested. It's an automatic wishing machine. It's fully automatic and can grant any wish." The girl thought it was a carnival prank, so as she was walking away, the magician said, "For example, you wish to become normal again." And at that moment, the girl stopped and took 2 steps back and thought about it for a while. If this is a prank, then is it worth it? My wish could become fulfilled. And then the magician said, "I can step back if you want, but since you're the first person, your wish is free, but you can only make 3 wishes." So as the magician stepped back, she went forward, pulled the lever, and said to herself, "I want to become me again before the burns." And then she was. She looked in the mirror, and then she got it. And then she said, "Thank you, Mr. Magician." And then she said, "Can I go home and get some change? Therefore, I can make more wishes." And the magician said, "You can, but I don't know if the fully automatic wishing machine will still be here. It likes to roam after all." So as she went home, she got the money, and she came back, and the thing was still here. And then she said to her, and then she went up to the fully automatic wishing machine, and she said, "I wish my parents were healthy again." And she put the coin in, and it clanked around, and her parents were healthy again. And then she made her last wish. "I wish to become really, really, really beautiful." And then her wish came true. And as she was going home, she saw that everybody was nicer to her. All the men offered her seats on the bus. Everything seemed kind of nice. But then as she was making her way home into the slums, she noticed that a lot of men were looking at her. They were kind of devious with it. So she felt super uncomfortable. And then when she went home, she went to her parents who were still sleeping and looked at them. And then they suddenly woke up and they looked at her and they screamed, "Burglar, burglar, get out!" And then she was banished from her own home. And some drama happened and then she was crying, and then she went back to the wishing machine. But she was hopeless. She already made her 3 wishes, and now she was stuck like this forever. And then she saw a magician appear. The first wish was free. "You still have 1 more wish." And the magician smiled at him. And then Jasmine went up to the automatic wishing machine and wished, "I want to revert my last wish." And her wish was granted. And she was just a normal person again. And she said, thank you, magician." And that girl was me. So anyhow, on to today's trading day. We can see big ass upsweep, no reason. Upsweep, I don't know, up move, whatever you can call it, followed by a huge down move. So you have to understand that Asia doesn't really move that much. So what can be concluded is that after it goes all the way up and then goes all the way down, it's going to return back into this range. So with that in mind, I logged on right here, saw that I created a low, so I instantly bought, Not really too much of a care for a best entry, because as long as it's below the low, I might as well be safe. Unfortunately, I couldn't get it. And then I saw that it swept this low and then showed huge rejection off of it. So I'm looking at these 5 white soldiers. That's pretty good. So I enter on the 5 white soldiers because this looks very oversold. Very oversold. And then that's an easy 1 to 2 right there. But I just bought a funded account. So there's commissions. So I have to make up for the commissions. So I had to go for like a 1 to 2.3. And then I lost. It couldn't go up to 1 to 2.3. Unfortunate.
It is what it is. And now we go to NAS. So looking at this market, we can see from 8 to here. You can see kind of doing nothing. Really no sweep or anything. No sweep in any directions. And then we see this. Up. Now. What is this? This up move right here isn't really a sweep. Because as you can see, there's really nothing to sweep. Maybe if there was a pre-existing high somewhere around here. But here, it's kind of just in no man's land. And then it rejects pretty goodly. And then now, as you can see, this looks more like a sweep. It actually takes out everything right here, including this. So now my daily bias is a buy. I wake up like at 9:50. Wake up to this consolidation. I'm looking for a buy. I can see, okay, it did reject right here, but then it couldn't really create a new high. There's hella resistance. And then saw this candle. I'm expecting a deeper retracement now. Saw this candle. And now I'm expecting, okay, so here's a solid retracement. But no, the next candle was super bearish. Bullish engulfing candle. So I just followed with it. Put it below this low, put my stop loss below this low, enter on this engulfing white candle. And then just tanked my stop loss and then just held. And then I won. I guess it's just that easy. You know, these trading conditions in my account aren't really that good. You know, sometimes my spread for NAS is $2 entire dollars. It's a lot of dollars right there. And for odd, my spread's like 0.8. Not that good. But I have Blue Guardian, and they were only $15. So what can I complain about? It really is just like that story I told in the beginning. It's like, wow, Jasmine is just so relatable. It's like you just can't be too greedy with life. Sometimes you just gotta accept the fact that you're ugly. And if you get too greedy with your wishes, that's just what happens. That's it.